Well, hello everyone. You're here to show you that the secret credit coloring right here is that you see right here a drawing coloring. I would say that that what I went ahead and drew in and colored is right here. As you see right here is a baby picture of me wrapped up in my baby blanket and along with a baby bottle. And right here is you get the pocket with along with the rainbow. But so far what secret credit is talking about the fact that whenever we when we were young, that a lot of times, between 15 and 18 months old, maybe 12 months old, a lot of times, of course, during the time, not only before they had Blu-ray players and DVD players and stuff like that, but of course, unless they had them in like those certain factories, but other than that, that you had it to where on your baby picture that you would see right here that I went ahead and added some artistic details right here for it's like kind of like an ID is that what most of us right here would talk about with IDs, but basically is if you would look carefully right here, as you see right here is what I went ahead and drawn right here. Of course is this baby picture of me, but then of course I also included is my full name. You got Matt McGuire. But you got right here is my full name, and more likely you could probably say no matter if it was written in Spanish or maybe Italian or whatever you call it, then maybe it was like it's like a puzzle that really that you may not be able to read. It's like that if it that it don't include it don't include any numbers. It's like includes letters, but other than that that it works like the way I have it created with is talking about was like a simple way to be able to remember a password or any type of code if you were to be filing your taxes or maybe doing your files online. It is if you were to be doing your files online that a lot of times it would require a certain access code or serial code or whatever you call it, security code it is. And of course a lot of times with most softwares that they would have that included, that they would give it to you, have it written on a tag or something like that, but basically it's something that you would create. And a lot of times that if you were to go do like any type of online services, it is if it's going to be paying your telephone bill online or maybe a credit card payment online, a lot of times that you would run in that situation to where you had to create a username and password, and if the system don't recognize your entries, a lot of times it locks you out. But you can look at it as like a puzzle right here. You got right here, I went ahead and wrote my name right here. It's kind of like you say, it looks like kind of like a zigzag, but then of course I went ahead and added a C. It's like C as for can, and then of course when you write that down like C, C as for can. It's like as far as you can do it, but other than that you have right here is like C. But the beginning is talking about is what the puzzle is like. So far as where you want to start is you have right here is you got the baby blanket right here. Go ahead and add some artistic talent right here for the baby blanket. But you talk about that with passwords, that a password that you can create. And then sometimes a lot of people probably say it's hard to memorize. If you were to maybe type them up on like an Excel file or maybe have them written down, maybe keep them on file or something like that. If you're going to have a smartphone or a laptop, then a lot of times some people may say that's hard to do. But of course on the other hand too, with like what you call the secret credit is talking about is the fact about a way to have it memorized. You say in your mind, or it could be like on a sheet of paper that on a piece of paper that you would think that more likely that you would be able to memorize is like so far as with your creative art. And of course if I will be working with these got these three colors right here. You got the blue. They pretty much do the same thing, but only like one is like the chisel point and the other one is like the firm point, and then you got the lighter blue right here. But let's just say that maybe if I could I could maybe name a number of things. It's like so far with my hometown or maybe my first favorite toy or something like that I can maybe go into details about. But let's just say that I can maybe start out with one of the most interesting things. Yeah, I see here. Go ahead and start out with the train. One of the most interesting things that I remember used to always like to listen to whenever I was a kid, of course, was a train. And then, of course, that the trivia question could be is like the name of the railroad track or whatever that used to operate at your hometown or anything like that. Let's talk about is trains. That I remember toys I used to like to play with. Of course, were kites, and then of course with the remote control cars and stuff. About almost everything I wanted back then. Of course, I already have most of that stuff. It's like whenever I was in school, I couldn't afford that stuff. My parents could afford it. But other than that, as time went on, and I was able to get it, and then of course, it's talking about with that, it's like I don't know if it's called paying your dues, but saving your money is like the things that you really want is to work hard, and then if you can arrange it, to where you can get what you want, and of course, you have right here is you get the train right here, and of course you got the train, and with the train the train could be carrying another locomotive, your car right here. It's like the locomotive could be maybe a few family member passengers, or maybe something related to hauling lumber or whatever you call it for a business. But basically, let's talk about what that secret credit is. It's like it's all moving on, huh? And if you all wanted to see any type of artistic talent to see here, go ahead and I got the blue, but then of course add some artistic talent right here for the for that little bit of the railroad track right here. See here you got the track, but anyway, the train's got to run on something, right? But with most credit card companies, my opinion about with most credit card companies, they say that all they really want is their payment on your hand too. It's like trust. It's like that if we can all work together, we can work things out. But other than that, is that they're talking about with so you get the railroad track, and of course use the brown brown crayon right here to go ahead and draw like a little go ahead and shade a little view of you see of the track right here. It's like it kind of looks looks curved, but you'll be going uphill or downhill or something like that. But anyway, you got the blue right there, and then of course it's like with the blue, it's like you add like a little, it's like a steam engine along with it. Like if it would be coming from the south or the west or something like that. But anyway, you got right there is you got the train, and then of course that the details right here is for the light. It's like if the light for it to be able to see at night. But anyway, you got that. But other than that, it's like with the puzzle right here. It was like with the pocket. It's like if we remember heard about it. It's like if I can maybe spot if there was a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Is to say this like if you were to say gold, which most people will probably say that, and according to my definition, there's no such thing. But then on their hand too, it's like for my last name, as I goes by saying it's like MCGUIRE. As for gold, it's like so therefore that good chance that you might say that the gold in your own words. Gold in your own words more likely means that the fact about good work makes good progress, and of course into solving the problem. And you can maybe write that down. It's like that with most people probably say that with this, like if you can memorize your username and password is such and such. It's like, yes you can do it. It's like, where do you start? A lot of times you could probably say that by starting by the beginning of your first name. The beginning of your first name is like if it was an M. Go ahead and color in a little bit the M. It's like you got right here for the baby bottle. It's like as for your favorite treat it is. You got M and M-A-T-T. You got the T right here. M-A-T-T-S-E-A-N. And then along with the M-C-G, capital G, capital G, and then U-I-R-E. And like this lowercase, it's so far with the middle initials. With my middle initials, more likely it would be is like, you know, for MM. And more likely, most people probably say that, yeah, well, that now I know my ABCs, and next time won't you sing with me? But then now I know my username and password, and then along with the other information, it's like other than that, it's like if you want to, you know, maybe add some details, you say it's like, you know, details for, it's like for what you actually saw on the picture, you know, from that collection from that treasure collection of photos. It's like, you know, what colored carpet, you know, do you remember seeing in the photo, or what type of toy do you remember seeing in that photo? And then more likely I would say, well, I'm sure to do is a type of book or catalog around, but then on the other hand too, that most people will probably say that hey, you know, if you do the artwork, then more likely you would probably remember most of what you from your design, you know, from what you included, with that, you know, that secret credit, you know, secret credit, you know, identification of yours. It's like you'd be able to remember, it's like, so far as a meaning, it's like for the secret credit, and then it's like, you know, for your secret credit, and that secret credit is like with the reading glasses, along with the magnifying glass would be is to know, is like, you know, that is the, you know, the self, you know, this way is like, you know, be able to read the puzzle that you create. It's like, you know, other than that, is that they're talking about is like if it were that whenever you're young, that you don't really know what allowance really is, and you don't really know what a job is until you get older. But just think about this: to start out with your baby picture, and to start out with, it's like maybe one of your jobs, of course, is, you know, to be good. But other than that, it's like, you know, to work on, like, you know, that, you know, each have a job to do, and one of those jobs, of course, is cause, like, you know, building, you know, to create, you know, is like, you know, that secret credit for the secret score. But other than that, you know, maybe the perfect score. But other than that, it's like, yeah, secret credit coloring.